one of you. This is the Naomi Talk Show with you, truly Liz Kenya, and kama kawaida, I'd like to appreciate each one of you that has become part of the big family that we are becoming. Karibuni sana. And to everyone who is coming across our content for the first time, this is a place where you get three things. Every content we share will equip you, will educate you, and inspire you to do life the way God intended for us. Are we in agreement up to that point? Yes. So today we want to talk about holiday manenos. Holiday. The season is fast approaching, and kuna venye tunakuanga na pressure. Is it even necessary? So I have brought someone who can answer that question and all those questions for us. She's got a wide knowledge on this, and so sit back, relax, and remember, pale kwa comment section, put your comments, put your questions, put your suggestions, and we'll look into them and probably have to relook into what we can do about what you'll have suggested on that platform. Otherwise, let me invite my guest to take it up from here. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Annette Mulanda. I'm the CEO and the founder of Lux by Mulanda, a luxury travel company based here in Nairobi, in Karen. Other than that, I'm a wife and a mom, and I love the tourism industry. I've been in the industry for about 15 years.
Wow.
Yes.
So are you ready to travel? It's time to put on the traveling gear, check your suitcase, kama zip bado zinafanya kazi, kama zinahitaji kupelekwa kwa fundi, but anyway. So many times we don't know staycation, tunasikianga kuna staycation, kuna vacation, which is which? Let's begin from there.
Okay. Staycation basically means you going out of your house into the same area for a small holiday or a small outing. For example, if you're in Nairobi and you go to a place like, let's say, Kempinski for a night, that would be called a staycation. It's like you're staying inside your home area for a holiday. A vacation, on the other hand, you have to go out of your home area for a holiday, a proper holiday, 1, 2, 3 nights. Most occasions are one night. Probably you're celebrating an anniversary or a birthday and you don't want to stay in your house, or probably you just need a quiet time out. And I normally say staycations are the best holidays, especially for young moms, because you get out of the pressure of your kids, your family, and maybe go unwind for a night, come back feeling fresh to continue with your life. Yeah.
So assuming I have a house in Nairobi and I travel to the village in Kiambu
Well,
for 2 nights.
yeah.
So, hiyo itakuwa staycation.
Ushago is not a holiday.
That's what some of us are used to.
Well, yes, that is our, I would say our African culture has not taught us to enjoy the money we make. We think that our holidays should be spent in Ushago. Yeah, and we miss out on very many opportunities and exposure. I have studied and I've seen people who travel a lot. They don't be, even the kids who travel a lot, you find they're more exposed. And even the way they behave and interact with other people is different than a child who's never traveled anywhere. So there's an exposure that comes with traveling that is quite good. And your eyes open, your mind open. When you see other places and how people live, you actually, at the end of the day, you get to appreciate your home country, Kenya.
So maneno ya ushago kuna venye wanatuambia tusikae mbali sana lakini to strike some balance.
Yeah.
We go out, explore, and enjoy life. And enjoy the money that you're making. Life is short. That's what she's simply saying. Are we together? We are together up to that point. So I'm loving this discussion already. And as a family, because this program basically goes out to family people, those that are also young in their marriages or looking to get married. And the question is, are they really necessary?
No, they're not necessary. They are important. They're not necessary. I'll quote my former boss who used to say, holiday is not a disease. You know, when it's a disease, you really have to go to the hospital. You
It's
don't
a
have an
must.
option. But a holiday is an option. You don't have to kill yourself, borrow, maybe go out of your way to maybe mess a travel agent so that you can go for a holiday. If planned properly, it's something important. Yeah.
Wow, okay. It is important, but don't kill yourself over it. It's not an emergency. Because then there's also the peer pressure to try and fit in. You know, the cameras are on you, you're posting photos, and everybody else is getting intimidated. So please move at your own pace. That's what she's trying to say. If you can afford a staycation, it's fine as you gear up for the vacation. So we want to do a checklist preparation for this holiday. We are assuming we are now ready to go for the holiday. What are some of the things that you can highlight for us to work on your checklist?
Okay, the number one and the most important thing is make sure you get passports for your family members. We sometimes wait until when you really need to go somewhere, and then that's the time you're rushing to Nyayo House and trying to look for people to help you get your
And it's
passport.
crazy.
Yeah. So passport is very important. Anything can happen. You can get a business opportunity somewhere and you need to travel even with your children. So let that document be in somewhere safe.
In fact, even when we are preaching, we tell people you can't trust God to travel when you don't even have the document.
Exactly.
Have it and tell God, it is here.
Yeah.
Now God opened.
Open the door for me to go for that holiday.
Yes.
Exactly. So that is the most important document because you can't leave the borders of Kenya without it.
Yeah.
Of course, here in Kenya, you need to have your ID. Most hotels nowadays will always require for you to have an ID. Have your birth certificate of your children scanned somewhere safe. If you're using a flight, even to Mombasa, most likely they'll ask you to produce the birth certificate of your child. I know nowadays there are a lot of cases of child trafficking.
Yeah.
So make sure you have that somewhere. And when you've gotten your passport, ensure you scan them properly. Send yourself to your email. Make sure they're somewhere safe in your phone. You can produce them easily. Another thing that you need to have is a proper taken photo, passport photo. Have it somewhere. See selfie. The ones you take properly in the studio with a white background, have it somewhere safe. Those are the minimum requirement for travel. Both here and internationally. Internationally now, other things come in, like visa, travel insurance, yellow fever card. These are some of the things you'll be required to have when you travel. And I encourage parents, nowadays there's a yellow fever vaccine that kids get at, I think 1 year and a few months. When you get that vaccine, ask them to give you the card. Keep it, because you will need to travel. Even here in Zanzibar, you will need a yellow fever card. So, Tanzania, yeah. So, so have that document kept safe. If you can get a vaccine, you don't have to make it an emergency. Nowadays, yellow fever card is lifetime. Get the shot, keep your card safe. The other things will come in depending on the destination you're going to. Yeah.
So, should we start planning for a holiday?
Well, that is my favorite question right there, because I've been telling my clients that we have bad cultures as I would say Africans. When in comparison to white travelers from abroad, Kenyans are very last minute.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to go for a holiday tomorrow because something has happened and you have cash in your hands and you think, now I want to go for a holiday tomorrow. That is normally the worst decision because you end up paying much more than you would have paid if you planned early. What I see with my abroad clients, they plan even 1 year in advance. Like right now, I have a client who paid me last year for a holiday she's coming to in November. That means that client has no pressure at all of paying me. Even if she decides to pay me 20% per month, she has no pressure until the day of travel. Another thing is you find if you plan your holiday 6-7 months in advance, the fare you will pay is almost $300-400 less than the one you'll pay closer to the date. Even here, for example, in Mombasa, you find a ticket of Jumbo Jet. If you book 6-7 months in advance, you'll get the cheapest fare of 5,000, 6,000. If you book, if it's Christmas and now you're booking on 23rd, you'll find that fare is 30,000, 40,000. You end up paying 80,000 for a ticket to Mombasa, and yet you're on the same plane with somebody who paid 10,000.
Imagine.
So planning early saves you a lot of money, and it removes the pressure of you having to look for money quickly, because if you need to plan for a holiday maybe of 200,000 and you're paying within 10 months, you can imagine you'll be paying how much per month? Yeah, 20K per month. But if you want to pay me 200K at a go, you'll feel the pain of removing that money at once. Then maybe it will become a burden to you. So planning early has a lot of specs. Yeah.
So what we are simply saying, mapema ndio
Best.
mapema ndio best.
Yes, yes.
As early as you can, and remember, your passport is key, your ID, the birth certificate of your children. You don't need the hard copy these days. Yeah, the phones have a cam scanner where you can do some good job on it, and you're good to go. And then you can get a visa, or depending on where you're going, your yellow fever card ready, and uanze kujipanga mapema. This thing of the 11th hour is when we are rushing, we are harassing you people.
Yeah.
And then we go to social media like, this company cannot deliver. Yes,
Exactly.
it is me
Yeah.
who came very late, and I'm messing up and expecting these companies to deliver as per my terms. I think
Exactly.
we apologize. I apologize
For that,
on
yeah.
our behalf.
Yes, yes.
Those who misbehave.
Yeah. Thank you.
So you also said it is important to plan, to save for the vacation.
Yes.
So there's no problem in planning from where I sit. But assuming I'm going to Zanzibar, I have no idea which places to visit and all that.
Yes.
That's where you people come in
Yes.
to assist.
Yes.
So then what do we expect when we come to someone like you?
Okay. Working with a travel agency is the best thing. I asked somebody once, when you have a toothache, what do you do?
For a dentist and not an optician.
Exactly. You don't go to social media and ask people, how do I remove this tooth? You know.
Exactly.
But when it comes to travel, you find so many people want to do that. They want to do that for themselves. They want to go to social media and get advice from people like them who've never been to that destination. Or if they have been, their preferences were different from yours. So a travel agent is somebody who has gone to school, studied, learned and researched these destinations, has the expertise to understand what you prefer and work towards giving you that exactly what you prefer. If you come to me, Liz, and you tell me I like very quiet places, it's up to me to look for a very quiet place. If you go to social media and Google a very quiet place, I'm sure you will not be able to get you will not be able to get that.
Or you get too many and you don't know what to settle for.
You get confused. You end up in a hotel you really don't like. Our work is to be able to narrow down the options. We are very quick on information. We know which hotels are vibing. We know which ones the facilities are run down. We know which ones are new and good for families, where your kids will enjoy, we know. We know which airlines are good, which ones will delay you overnight, which ones will never delay you. We're able to get you all this advice. When information is coming in, we're able to understand. Like the other day you mentioned Zanzibar. The other day Zanzibar introduced a new law that if you're going into Zanzibar, you have to purchase their travel insurance. That's a new requirement. Now, if you go and you don't know, you get at the airport, you start having issues. There are some destinations you can't enter without printed accommodation vouchers and all. Nobody told you that, especially in a place like Maldives. You get there and you're locked because you don't have vouchers. Yeah? You don't have anyone to advise you. Maldives, from the airport to the hotels, most of them, you use a seaplane or a speedboat for an hour. most of those seaplanes cost over $400. You booked a hotel, you thought transfer is from like Mombasa SGR to Voyager. And you get there and you're told, pay $400. And maybe all the money you had between you and God was 10,000.
Yeah.
Now you're stuck in an airport, you can't get into your hotel. So a travel agent comes in to help you get all this information. I know sometimes it seems like we're more expensive, but it's actually more cheaper to work with a travel agent than book for yourself online. Because travel agents get rates from the hotel. We call them contract rates, which are cheaper than what you get if you book directly at the online. We get discounted rates with the airlines. And on top of that, you get all this professional expertise that you don't get in social media.
In short, you get to travel stress-free.
Kabisa.
Yours is to show up, and the rest is planned for you. The places to go, how to navigate, and you get to enjoy, not to endure
Perfectly
your
said,
vacation.
yeah.
So there's something you had mentioned about understanding the tourism season and taking advantage of them. You can probably explain on that.
Yes. You don't have to go for holiday over Christmas time. There are so many seasons in the tourism industry. We have low season, shoulder season, high season, and peak season.
You said high? That's Christmas, definitely.
Actually, Christmas is peak.
Or peak, okay.
Yes. Or in other words, festive season. We're having all the festivities. Then you have the shoulder season, and you have low season. Now, I'll tell you the difference, and I'll use an example of our coastal region, Mombasa. If you go to Mombasa in May, June, that is low season. You find most hotels, I'm sure you have seen online, pay 3 nights, stay 4 nights, such things. You get such packs in low season because the hotel occupancy is low. Now, when you go to a hotel, maybe a 4-star or a 5-star, apart from these offers that they have, you find because almost all rooms have no people, probably you'll be given the best room in that hotel, upgraded for free. All waiters are giving you the attention. You will not wait for your towel to be ready for 5 hours, You'll feel that aspect of being treated like a king or a queen during your holiday. If you go during Christmas time, you can ask for a drink and it takes 30 minutes before it comes to you. It's not because the waiters are rude. We assume and we say that hotel has the worst waiters, but that person is serving over 1,000 people, 500 people. All of them want a drink. Before they're able to circle, and come back to you, an hour has gone by. And then at the beach, you find if you go May, June, you can walk for a kilometer, and no one is bothering you. It's very clean, it's very quiet. You can unwind, you can swim. Go during Christmas. You see videos and kids get lost because you can't even step in the water, it's too crowded. So is that a holiday really?
Probably it's coming to peer pressure where everybody's talking about holiday has to be done in the peak season.
Exactly, and that is where we get it wrong. Because a holiday should be something you enjoy,
not endure,
and relax. Come back feeling fresh. I normally say you don't need a holiday after your holiday.
Okay.
You're coming back and your mind is so tired, thinking of how you almost lost your kids at the beach, All these things that could have gone wrong, went wrong. You lost your bags, I don't know what, So the season is very important. And there's a season for every destination in the world. And what happens during low season is you find you pay almost a quarter of the amount you pay during the festive season. So if the hotel in Mombasa, normally you find a good hotel, the rates are like 30,000 a room a night. Low season, the same hotel room is less than 15,000 a night. And on top of that, you get 1 free night. So it depends on what experience you want to get. If you want pressure, it's fine. You can choose peak season. If you want to enjoy your holiday, choose your season wisely.
I think we all, majority of us want the pressure because why? That's why it becomes
Yeah.
peak because everybody is rushing for it.
Yes.
But for sure, if you want to relax and unwind properly, you need to work with the law.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to get it because then you have all the waiters at your disposal. All the towels you'd want to use 1 times 3.
Exactly.
Peak season, you only use one.
Yeah.
If you mess up and you need another one,
You'll have to wait.
you really have to
Yeah.
wait and wait. So I get what you're saying. So we work with the low season. That's what you'd recommend.
Yeah.
So tumesema we are learning. Kama ulikuwa umebook, no problem. Don't worry. Next year iko.
Yes.
Next year. Yeah. We plan wisely next year. So you said then there's also tourism beyond the borders.
Yes.
Please explain to us about that.
Si Kenya pekee unaweza travel to. There are so many other places you can go to. Even here in our region, Uganda, Tanzania, like you want to go see gorillas, our neighboring country, Uganda has them.
Bigger than ours or
We
better
don't
than
have
ours?
gorillas in
We
Kenya.
have what? Monkeys. That's why we have monkeypox.
Well, gorillas are huge, and you have to trek inside the forest to see them. We have chimpanzees, but we don't have many. The ones we have are in a zoo in Olpajeta. Yeah. Well, Kenya, we don't have a forest enough to hold gorillas.
But they all belong to the same family, right?
Well, no, if you see a gorilla, actually they say a gorilla is the closest primate to a human being. They behave like us. They have families. They have a man who leads them or a male gorilla that leads them.
Is it so? Then you've done a lot of studies. I need to check that out.
They do, and they communicate in a way that they follow this leader. They're able to, like, you go to see them and they get tired, the male just makes them some sound and
they move.
They walk away and go.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
They love their children, they protect their children very much. Yeah, so it's just like a little family of human beings. And they also walk mostly on 2 feet. So you'll find they use their 4 feet, but mostly on their 2 feet.
So why are you convincing us to go to Uganda now? Already you're making us feel like that's a place we need to go.
So my point is, it's not just Kenya that you can travel to.
Yeah.
We have other things, they come to our coasts because they don't have a beach in Uganda. It's a landlocked country. The same way you can take a bus instead of go to Kampala for shopping, go to Kampala and then take a trip to see the gorillas. Yeah. We have other places that you can go to, like in Ngorongoro in Tanzania. We don't have a crater in Kenya that you can actually drive inside.
That's another interesting one.
Exactly. Yeah, so if we, and I normally say if we grow our regions, imagine how big of a giant it would be. People will be coming and they want to tour our 3 countries here, our East Africa countries. Yeah. You go to a place like Ethiopia, they have things I've never seen. You go feed hyenas, They have a history that I've never seen, Such beautiful places. They say they have the Ark of the Covenant in Ethiopia. I don't know whether it's the real one.
Story for another day.
Well, see, such things, they're amazing, right? And it's just here. Other than that, there are so many destinations that you don't even need a visa to go to. You just wake up, call Annette, tell her I want to go to Malaysia. All she needs to do is book for you a flight and some tours and accommodation, and off you go. You don't need a visa. Singapore. You don't need a visa to Singapore, one of the most beautiful countries I've ever seen. And if you compare the rates, sometimes the holiday we pay to go to Mombasa over peak season, it's the same amount you would pay to go to a place like Dubai, Singapore. So plan wisely, start exposing yourself to these different countries. You learn a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Nasikia kitu imechemka hivi. Some excitement already is bubbling inside of me when I start to think outside the box. Because sometimes we are so much confined to our space here.
Yeah.
And sana the coast. Yeah, and as much as I have nothing against the coast, we love that place. But as you can hear, things happen also elsewhere that you can explore, learn, and have fun in those other spaces. So don't be confined to only one quarter. Because hata tukisema peak, peak happens only in some places, some quarters.
Exactly.
In the country, not
everywhere.
Not everywhere.
Yeah, instead of going to Mombasa Christmas, why not go to Samburu?
Yeah.
Why not go to Laikipia, one of the most beautiful places in Kenya? You go to Laikipia, you will never go to coast again.
Ah,
Yeah.
serious?
Yes. They have hotels out of this world. Places like 1,000 acres of ranches. You go there and you have game drives on a horseback. Such things. You sit outside your room in a jacuzzi and there's a massive expanse of savannah, you know. Just feel like you're in paradise.
I had already made some choices. You're making me feel bad, but it is okay. So as we get to wind up, you being the expert in the travel industry for quite some time, what would be your word of wisdom for someone who is warming up to do a vacation for the first time?
Number one, do your research. Don't do it alone. Most of us don't charge consultation fee like doctors. Look for an agent you can trust. Be very careful because nowadays the tourism industry has a lot of rogue operators. You find everybody's advertising themselves as an agent.
Yeah.
We have a regulator called Tourism Regulatory Authority. If you want to know all the registered tour operators in Kenya, go to their website. They have a list of all of us. Before you book your holiday with anyone, ensure they are properly registered. They are not, we call them briefcase operators. They take your money and you see those cases online all the time. And they disappear and they spoil our name a lot. But I also blame us. Sometimes we run to book something because it's cheap without doing your proper research.
Cheap is expensive.
Exactly. Yes, so first do your research. Ensure the agent you're working with has the right expertise, has the right documentation, is registered, and can actually work with you. Because also some of us want to do the work. We want to call, I draw for you a flyer, you choose. I don't care what you choose, you know. Then you choose, you go through, you get confused, you settle for one. Then you go and find it's absolutely what you did not want. So ensure you're working with an agent who is actually ready to listen to you, get to know you, get to understand what you like and what you don't like. If you ask me right now what do my clients like, I will tell you everyone what they like. This one doesn't like this kind of hotel, this one likes a modern hotel, this one likes an old kind of antique hotel. That is up to me to know. It's up to me to know your children, to know now you had an 11-year-old last year, this year they're 12. It's up to me to remind you, hey, by the way, your daughter is now an adult. In the tourism industry, a 12-year-old pays like an adult.
So the rates will be
increasing. So if you have an agent who doesn't care to know you, you'll find you're always probing for information from them. And it's not nice. When you go to a doctor, they're the ones who tell you, endofanya hii test. The same should be for your travel agent. Don't settle for less.
Wow. So you're looking to do a holiday with your family. Please, as she's trying to say, don't do it alone. Get someone, an expert in that field, who can hold your hand and open your eyes, because they know what works where. If you're having little children, teenagers, and it's your first time, definitely your expectations will be different. And so it will just be in order and good for you to get an agent, a registered one for this matter, and it will become easier for you as you plan for that holiday. So as we finish, I would like Annette to tell us how we can get you where you're based, and if you don't mind sharing your contacts, it will really go a long way.
Okay. Lux by Mulanda is located in Karen. a building called Bina Complex. That is opposite Hillcrest School. We're on 2nd floor. You can get us on social media. Our pages are under the same name, Lux by Mulanda. And you can reach out to me directly if you prefer. My number is 0726 410 998. If you need to reach any of my office teammates, we have all our contacts on social media. Yes, yes. And we work 24 hours to ensure that your holiday is seamless. Yeah, don't call me at 1 a.m., please, though, unless it's an emergency. Yeah. So if it's just for a new holiday, call me during working hours.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's good to respect people's spaces
Yeah.
and their private time. So yeah, call at the right time. And I can assure you, this is legit. She's legit. What you see is what you get. What you bargain for is what you will get. Tuko pamoja. So usiogope, get in touch, and you will thank me later. So as we finish, I like to end my shows with a quote. And this is an amazing quote that I have. Vacation means a change of pace and gentleness with ourselves, a time of rest and renewal, and a time to stretch ourselves and encounter new people, new places, and learn new ways of doing things and doing life. See you next time. God bless you.